White silk threads were wrapped around the girl's body. He was imprisoned in an old castle. Legend has it that whoever saves the girl will be rewarded. But there were many warriors who came and went, but they were all wrapped in the white threads. Until they die. At that moment, the king sent another wave of his elite troops. The warriors climbed halfway up the silk threads, and saw the ghastly white bones before him. Instead of retreating, he became more determined to rescue the princess. As the warrior climbed higher and higher, there were screams from the castle. They immediately stepped up their pace. The closer they got to the center of the castle, the more white threads appeared. At that moment, the warriors stopped in their tracks. In front of them was the princess who had been missing for years. The guards didn't hesitate. They went forward and tore off all the white threads binding the princess. But they had just saved her. Just when they wanted to check if the princess was still breathing, there was a warning sound from the sky. The guards instantly took up positions to prepare for the unknown fear. They looked around intently. But when they looked back, the princess had vanished. White threads were tied around the leader of the guards and sent him up into the air. Then the guards realized. No one was holding the princess captive. Instead, she used the castle as bait to attack the crowd. She was seen traveling on white silk threads. She appeared and disappeared. When the guards first saw the princess' face, it was as if he was under a spell. When he looked up, he found the body of the princess lying on the rooftop. And that meant the guard's death was imminent. The next moment, he was wrapped in threads. And the next moment, he was wrapped in threads of silk. In the heat of the moment, the archer fired a precise arrow. But the distance was too great. The guard was in pieces when he fell. Despite the king's best troops, couldn't harm the princess. In no time at all, several of the guards were broken one by one. The last one tried to escape. The princess was able to use her silk threads to hold him down. And with that, she had a few more toys to play with. He bound the remains of the soldiers with white silk and hanged them from the castle. Then a few ravens flew in. The princess sent word to the king to find stronger opponents to train in the castle. The boy woke up to find his heart gone. He felt empty. So the boy goes to the bathroom and pulls out a bunch of paper towels and stuffs them where his heart was. But his body rejects it. Again and again, he puts the paper back in. But each time it didn't last long before it was spit out onto the floor. The boy walks down the street, lost. He covered the missing piece of his heart with a bag. In his heart, the boy felt that the passers-by saw him as a monster. At that moment, the boy realized that he had traveled. In the street, there was a man who was a child. He couldn't believe it. It was as if all the people on the street had disappeared. All the boy could see was his childhood self. He kept chasing after him. He saw the boy walk into a room. And the boy pushed the door open, trembling. As soon as he entered, he was shocked by the scene inside. He saw himself sitting in the corner in pain. So this is where he lived when he was a child. His mom and dad fought every day. They even abandoned the boy after they divorced. Without parents, he was ridiculed by everyone around him. From then on, the boy put on a coat of hedgehog. He wouldn't let anyone get close to his heart. The pain from his family made him feel inferior and sensitive. And now the boy has become a man. He bends down to embrace his childhood self. The man feels no pain. Gradually the scars disappear. The empty part of his heart is filled. The man reaches out and picks up his childhood self. Eventually a man is no longer influenced by his family of origin.